Alright, so we finally gotten the news that we all have been waiting for the last couple of days, especially with how big Palworlds has gotten. We finally gotten a roadmap. Now, pretty much for any big game, especially for how big these games are when they release and everyone jumps on top of it and records break like Elden Ring and Palworlds, people want more. And well, today we finally got news on what's to come. And there is so much. So let's go ahead and get started with what the coming updates are for Palworld, especially with the roadmap they just released. So this is the early access roadmap they have released that's coming for some of the improvements and updates that are coming later on in the game. So let's start off with the addressing the critical issues in the game at the moment. So they said, currently, numerous bugs have been identified and we are prioritizing fixing those. Sometimes the world dates may experience rollbacks, the loading screens may persist when trying to load into worlds, and so on. Now, like I mentioned previously, there is a lot of issues that I've been experiencing in this game, especially with the way that the building and the crafting works and how the PALs actually interact with certain items in the base. Sometimes certain PALs just won't do their job, even if you throw them at the job they're supposed to be doing. They just won't do it, and it can be very frustrating, especially when you're trying to farm and trying to build something very important. The higher end game loot or the crafting that you need to do takes a while. I mean, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to even craft a rocket launcher. That can be a while, so you do want help from your PALs to do that. So yeah, definitely we need a lot of issues fixed. Next up, let's have a look at the improvements to implement ASAP. So they said key configuration improvements to base PAL AI and pathing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They definitely need to fix that because it can get so frustrating when you're trying to craft items that take a while and you want the help from your PALs, but they just won't do it. So hopefully this gets improved very quickly, because these are issues that kind of need to be fixed quickly, right away, as soon as possible, which is what they're going to be doing hopefully in the next week or so. The last for the last part is where we want to be focusing on the most, the planned future updates. Now, PvP is obviously a huge thing for this game, and I would love to see it come into the game very soon. Now, obviously, people are still getting their base ready, trying to get the most OP builds they can possibly do with a lot of the PALs in the game. A lot of them can be the roles you can get on certain PALs can make them so OP, it's ridiculous, especially with fusing and breeding, and just the different modes you can get will be absolutely amazing to try in PvP. Next up is raid bosses. This is for end game content. That would be so damn good. Can you imagine going into a raid with like 6 or like 3 of your friends and just doing a raid in this game? It would be so damn good, going in there with your best PALs, with your best weapons, with your best builds possible, and just sharing each other's PALs to just destroy every part of that raid will be absolutely amazing. It would make the game so much better if we had real end game content, and raids are the perfect way to make this game better, which will be absolutely amazing. And then next up we have the PAL Arena, PvP for PALs. That would actually be pretty damn cool. Just going a PAL against PAL would be so fun, and I can actually see it being pretty damn competitive, especially with the way that people are trying to get the best builds for their PALs. I can definitely see this being pretty damn big, and it can make the game blow up even more, especially with the type of game that it is. Next up, we have the Steam/Xbox crossplay. That would be absolutely great, especially with cross save, which needs to be implemented as well. I don't know if you guys know, but the Steam version and the other version on the PC, they're two different, so you can't actually switch between them, which people do want to do, especially if you play on PC. And Xbox, you do want to have your character move over. And various Xbox features, improvements, that'll be great. Server transfers and migrations, that would be great as well. Improvements to building system. Now, the building system it's really good, but it can definitely be made better, especially with the AI and the pathing, and just overall the building system does need a little bit of a rework, and then it'll just be perfect. Next up are new islands, PALs, bosses, and technologies. Right now we only have up to level 50. We only have a limited amount of PALS, even though there's a lot of PALS, and especially with breeding and fusing, it's great. New islands will be amazing, especially different biomes, and also bosses. Definitely we need more bosses in this game. There's only a select amount of bosses. They're all great, but definitely more would be amazing, and new technologies. So overall, it's definitely something that we have been waiting for. Everything here sounds amazing, and I really do wish they don't drop out of this and get to work on this quickly, because they have made so much money from this game. It's insane. They can definitely do this now with ease. They have all the money, okay? They have all the backup they could possibly need in the industry now, especially knowing how big this game is. A lot of companies would want to jump on and help them out to even make the game bigger. So they have all the backup they could possibly need. They have an insane, great fan base behind them. And the company overall, even though there have been some talks recently about how shady they are and what they've done in the past, but I don't think they'll do with what they've done in the past if it's true with a game of this magnitude. So I don't see any problems in the future for this game. I just see great things happening. This update sounds amazing, especially with the fixes and the future updates. Can't wait for it. It's going to be great, and I'll keep you guys updated on anything that ever gets said in Palworld. And yeah, anything from the developers, anything from Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, any social media, I will keep you guys updated, and I'll have them up on the channel as soon as possible. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the update so far. Everything sounds perfect, and I really hope it comes quick. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. I also want to know what you guys think recently about this game and what you would like to see different. Now, a lot of people have different thoughts about this game. They either love it or just hate it. I see a lot of hate on this game, but overall, honestly, my opinion is this game is great. It's one of the best games that I have played in the last couple of years. I don't think any game has made me stay up so late since Elden Ring, and that is about 2 years ago now. So it's a pretty good game, especially with how dry gaming is for me personally right now. And I know February is quite big for video games at the moment. We have Palworlds at the end of January. I think we have Skull and Bones coming out, and I think about an Elden Ring DLC might be coming out in mid-February. And a few updates here and there for like Cyberpunk and stuff. So there is pretty decent games coming out. But overall, what do you guys think about Palworld so far? What do you think about the future updates that's coming out for this game, and what you would like to see different or changed, and what you would like to see new in the future for this game? If you haven't seen it in this update already, pretty much they've kind of tapped into what a game like this would want to be like. So, you know, you got raids, you got PvP, you got PAL PvP, you got different biomes, different PALs, different technologies. You got pretty much everything you can ever need. But let me know in the comments if you need or want anything different.